Now, we get a lot of folks to inquire on investment properties, and they want to invest in the short-term properties, but what I want to do today is talk about midterm rentals. Now, if you're not familiar with this, it's basically rental terms between 30 and 90 days. Now, the reason why this is so lucrative is one, there's hardly any competition. Number two, you don't have to deal with the short-term rental restrictions as much. And lastly, number three, you're targeting a certain group of people for these times periods, and in turn, they typically will take way better care of your property, and it's also going to cost you less for property maintenance and cleaning fees. So I'm going to go over one of the great niches and some areas on where this would be perfect for you to look into and take you on a tour of one house in St. Pete to give you an example of what a house can look like and what they can generate monthly for you. So let's get started. I'm Chris Johnson, your Tampa Bay Realtor, and I wanted to share with you some statistics from Furnish Finder who think of this as the Airbnb of the 30-day plus rentals, and they target travel nurses. Now, for those who don't know, one of the Tampa Bay Metro's top job source is the medical field. I mean, take a look at this map. These two maps I'm going to show you are all the hospitals and medical centers that we have in the Tampa area, and then also in the St. Pete and Clearwater area. So there's a plethora of hospitals and medical centers. Now, this statistic here shows on Furnish Finder, and it's the whole Tampa Bay Metro, so keep that in mind. We're including St. Petersburg and Clearwater and everything in between. So there are 382,000 plus map searches and housing requests in the last 12 months. And almost 2 million listing views in the last 12 months. Now remember, that number, take a look at this graphic here. So there are 2,837 whole house. We're not talking rooms. We're talking about the whole house listings. That is super great odds for your property to get booked on this site for midterm rentals. Remember that first number. There were 382,000 plus map searches and housing requests compared to the 2,837 rentals that are on the market right now for midterm rentals. Now, look where it says the Tampa Bay Metro is number 2 city in Florida for travel nurse demand and the number 21 city out of over 7,000 plus cities nationwide. So this goes to tell you that the demand is there and the housing inventory or your competition is quite low. So these numbers are very favorable for you as the investor/host. Now let's dive into some of the areas that I feel are going to be great opportunities, since at the end of the day, you can probably get overwhelmed by how many medical centers there are, how many hospitals we have. So I highly suggest, let's look at number 1. This is in no particular order. So let's focus on Carrollwood area. Now Carrollwood is not only a highly desirable area for those looking to find their primary residence, but also for renting your property out with Advent Healthcare, a Carrollwood location being located right in the center of Carrollwood. So it's a great location. There's many things to do in Carrollwood. Proximity to the Advent Healthcare, and you even have the Kindred Hospital Central as well. So here you can get a snapshot of the general home prices in Carrollwood, kind of in the Carrollwood general area. So anything around the upper 300,000s to the lower 400,000s are going to give you plenty of options to search for here. And many of these properties are renting on the Furnish Finders for $3,000 to $4,500 a month, depending on how well furnished your home is. Now, keep in mind, anything with a pool is always going to be a premium for your house. So whether that's short-term rental, midterm, and even long-term rentals as well. Now, what makes Carrollwood so lucrative is the fact that there are so many restaurants and shops within just a 5-mile radius. So you really do not have to go very far, which is going to make things very easy for these travel nurses who are doing long hours. All they want to do is just go to a quick grocery store, pick up some groceries, and just get back to the house and relax. Now let's check out another location. So a second location that I say would be very great for these midterm rentals are the Brandon and even the Riverview area. So you've got the HCA Brandon Hospital here, and the competition is actually less than what you're going to find in Carrollwood. So this is a great option. Now, the home prices are going to be about the same as Carrollwood, but you're going to find a little bit more subdivisions. You'll find that more suburban feel. Now, the home prices are generally the same as Carrollwood, but you're going to find more subdivisions here in this area. So it's going to be more of a suburban feel. Now, Carrollwood technically is a suburb of Tampa, but it still really has kind of that urban feel to it. As far as Brandon and Riverview, as you can see, great options for houses in the upper 300s to the lower 400,000 price range. And these areas are getting monthly rentals in the 3,200,000 a month, and even in some cases we're seeing 5,000 a month. Now again, this is depending on the size of the home, what amenities they have, and how well furnished the house is, plus the location. So the higher price homes are obviously going to be getting you something that might be even is walking distance to some of these medical centers. So I would say on average that 3,200 to 4,500 is going to be the more accurate number for the monthly rentals. Now the higher prices here are just because the inventory level is low, but the demand is still super high in this Brandon area. Now, lastly, I want to talk to you about the South St. Pete area, which is, in general, has not been the best area and hasn't had the great reputation. But over the years, many developers have been coming here and turning things around. The neighborhoods are looking a little bit better. They're remodeling a lot of homes, and more people are starting to move into this area because they were starting to find that mid $300,000 price point to the upper threes, the lower 400,000 range, which is super difficult when you were about 10 minutes from downtown St. Pete. So this is such a great opportunity, again, to be so close to downtown, and you're just really not going to find this anywhere in this type of price point. So this South St. Petersburg area, again, it's getting gentrified, and there are areas that are not as desirable. But again, get with us if you really want to know which areas are going to be good. But here again, you're looking at being 10 minutes from downtown. You've got a few hospitals that are within walking distance as well. You can get anywhere between $3,000, $4,000 a month. And actually what I'm going to do is we had the pleasure of touring one of these homes, and I'm going to take you on a tour with us. So this is a 4-bedroom home in the South St. Petersburg area. It's been completely renovated for right at $400,000. Let's go take a look and let me show you what you can get here in the South St. Petersburg area for about $400,000. So midterm rentals are something that I feel is very underutilized and should get more eyes looking into this type of investing. Now, again, to put in perspective, the city of St. Pete, just like the house that we looked at, they have short-term restrictions that are over 30 days. So you cannot do dailies, you cannot do rentals. A lot of people don't know this, but it's such a great area to do a rental because the demand is there. So having traveling nurses come on a 30 to a 90-day assignment, it's very attractive to take advantage of, especially with the amount of hospitals and medical centers that we have. So if this is something that you're interested in, just reach out to me and my team would love to hop on a call and discuss your needs. Our email is chris@coreteamre.com, and our contact information and our contact form is going to be in the description below. So make sure you fill that out and we'll definitely reach out to you.